What is up, everybody? J Nell here with my UFC, I think it's 19, correct me if I'm wrong, UFC on Fox card happening in about 2 days. I'm super excited for it. You know, they always stack these cards. Even though we've had some key injuries, it still should be a really good event, so please check it out. First up, from the prelims, I'm choosing Michael Chiesa to beat Beneil Dariush, but I am not sure. Do not sleep on this fight. It could be fight of the night. Beneil Dariush is a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-jitsu, also a black belt in Muay Thai. Michael Chiesa, I'm outside, bear with me. That was a fire truck. All right, Michael Chiesa is a black belt and basically being a madman. He has a sledgehammer, whereas Beneil has a sword. Michael Chiesa has learned to control his chaos. He's learned to control his cardio. He's on a mission. Mentally, he's very strong. Beneil Dariush is also mentally very strong, and I actually believe that Beneil has more tools. Whether he'll be effective with those tools against someone like Michael, who's so imposing with his skill set, I'm not sure. Don't sleep on that. I'm calling it for Michael Chiesa, but I don't know. Now, on to the main card. This fight's been boosted up to the main card. I'm choosing Cub Swanson to beat Hakran Diaz. I'm choosing Khabib Nurmagomedov to beat Daryl Horcher. I want to see Nurmagomedov fight Tony Ferguson. That was the key matchup there. One of the key injuries. That was supposed to be the main event, and that is a #1 contender fight right there. So I want to see that happen. Calling it for Nurmagomedov. Now, co-main event. This fight was boosted up from the first fight to the co-main event, and I'm super excited. This is actually my pick for fight of the night. The ladies. We're seeing Torres take on Rose Namajunas. Thug Rose Namajunas and Tiny Tornado Torres. This is my pick for fight of the night. This is going to be a stand-up battle, although their strengths are both stand-up, so we could see a ground game. You know how that stalemate happens sometimes. Torres, she is a 4-time world kickboxing champion. She's a black belt in Taekwondo, even though she started off with karate. She is shorter, although she's thicker, and I think she's going to be faster. Tiny Tornado is a very fitting nickname. She is a tornado. She has a bouncing, frantic energy, a lot of offense. She'll come at you with a barrage and then dart back out. She prances. She kind of prances a little bit like Machida. So you don't know what she's coming with, and you don't know how much she's coming with. That's one of the things I like about Torres. She's hard to stop, man. When she gets that momentum, she's like a snowball. Now, Rose Namajunas, again, two totally different styles. Tisha, again, like I said, she's the frantic, bouncy style, whereas Rose is very slick, smooth. She has a knife. She has slicing movements and striking, kind of like Carlos Condit. Slicing movements. She's going to cut you up. You don't want to fight Rose. She's someone who's going to hurt you even if you beat her. Rose Namajunas is a black belt in karate. She's also a black belt in Taekwondo as well. I believe she's like a brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but we've seen that she loves that submission game. She has very slick submissions and is willing to throw it all. Willing to throw flying knees, flying armbar submissions. Both of these women take chances. They're both creative. This is going to be a fun fight. I am super excited for this fight. And like I said, I think they're going to still fight of the night. Now, I'm calling it for Rose Namajunas, but I do not know. Torres could win this fight, and in fact, I kind of got a bad feeling about all my picks because a lot of these fights are really close. So I'm calling it for Rose Namajunas. I think her killer instinct, although they both have killer instinct, but Rose is a bit more creative and a little bit more willing to take risks. And this might be one of those fights where the person who takes the risk gets the win. If this goes into a decision, I don't know. Again, both females could win, but I'm calling it for Rose Namajunas. I don't know. Now, main event, and this was the co-main event boosted up because of the Tony Ferguson injury. Also, we had we had Lyoto Machida was supposed to fight Dan Henderson. I believe he popped positive for a banned substance. So someone give me the information on that. This just happened. So someone let me know exactly what happened to Lyoto Machida. Now, so the main event is going to be Glover Teixeira versus Rashad Evans. Two very evenly matched competitors. I don't know who's going to win this fight. I think they're the same age, 36. Rashad Evans, he was injured for a while, was out for about 2 years, I believe, just recently came back. Had a lot of ring rust and a very poor performance in that loss against Ryan Bader. Don't want to take anything away from Bader, but that was probably Rashad's worst performance. He wasn't slick. He wasn't quick. He's got punching power. He's a Division I wrestler, so that's his base, but Rashad's actually developed a nice stand-up game. We didn't see it. He's quick. He's got good movement, and of course, he falls back on that wrestling game. He's strong. He knows leverage. He's good in fight. He makes good adjustments. All of this stuff we just simply did not see in that last fight. So I'm hoping that he's snapped out of it, and we'll see the Rashad Evans that we're used to seeing, quite frankly. 36, not that old yet, and again, he hasn't been very active in the last few years, so I'm hoping that we see the old Rashad Evans. Now, Glover Teixeira. Glover Teixeira is also a fighter who I enjoy quite a bit, got to the UFC late due to visa problems, so He started off as a boxer. He is a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. However, he favors the stand-up game, and he is a boxer. You know, the difference between the MMA strikers and the actual boxers, it's in the footwork, it's in the movement. Glover has that. He has the slick jab, he has the good movement, he has the good footwork. So I do believe we'll see this fight. We'll see this fight everywhere, actually. I think it's going to start off on the feet like they all do, of course. And I don't know who's going to go for the takedown. Probably Rashad if he gets hit by one of those big bombs from Glover. They both have one-punch knockout power. I would say that Glover has all-around boxing power. His jab is probably harder than Rashad's jab. His body punches are going to be harder than Rashad's body punches just because he's a boxer first. So I give the slight advantage on the feet to Glover. Now on the ground, Glover is very proficient on the ground. He's a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and he has slick submissions. So I'm changing my pick. I was going to pick Rashad Evans. I have just talked myself out of it. I'm going with Glover Teixeira. I went into this picking Rashad. Wow, I've gone into it not knowing before and then picked on the spot, but I've never actually talked myself out of it. I just did. Let me end this video before I change my pick. I'm going with Glover Teixeira. Let me know your picks. Let me know any injury updates, how excited you are for this fights to come. That John Jones video will be coming up next. And follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram where I will have 15-second predictions and recap videos. Looks like I'm going to do a different prediction video. Subscribe, like, talk to me, take care, and goodbye.